Brown Hill Creek Association is helping to coordinate a Connecting Communities tourism project. And today I'll explain the scope of the project and also the important Indigenous connection. Connecting Communities is a cultural heritage nature-based tourism initiative involving the Kaurna Nation, involving Carrick Hill, the Wade Arboretum, Erbray House, Brown Hill Creek Tourist Park, Juna, the NRM, Walking SA, Mitchum Council, private landowners, local schools, community groups and tourism organisations. The project is centred around the Wirraparinga Loop Trail. Shown on the map. Wirraparinga means place of scrub and creek, and it's the traditional name of this area. The trail will interconnect with other the Trails network. That's right. Just going to get this right. Yeah, you'll see that the trail goes from Carrick Hill to the top of Brown Hill, along the ridge, down through Ellison's Gully, along a spur, back through Brown Hill Creek Recreation Park to Carrick Hill. Carrick Hill, only 8 kilometres from the city centre, is an iconic site, and it neighbours Erbray House and also the Wade Arboretum. It's a magnificent area for open-air events, particularly Indigenous live cultural events. The car park site here will be a site for a new visitor centre that Carrick Hill's proposing, which will double as a magnificent trailhead facility for the Wirraparinga Trail, providing car parking, catering and an interpretive information centre. Straight out from this visitor centre, walkers will be able to start on the Wirraparinga Trail walking through a remnant grey box woodland, listed as an endangered ecosystem and being restored by the Waite and Carrick Hill. Reaching the summit of Brown Hill is arguably one of the most panoramic views of the Adelaide Plains, but you can also look back the other way at a magnificent rural vista and get a perspective on the ancestral Kaurna being Nana, whose body forms the Adelaide Hills and whose ears, Urabilla, form Mount Benithan and Mount Lofty. As you drop down from the summit of Brown Hill into Ellison's Gully, there's a very different landscape, very much a rural and remote landscape. Councillor Andrew Tilley has led many tours up into this area. There are the Wheel Granger silver mines and lead mines. There's the unique Mitchum waterworks, a gravity-fed and reticulated water system that supplied Mitchum and Unley from 1879 to the 1930s, a tremendous amount of history. Within the recreation park, there are traditional revegetation programs involving Rotary clubs, local schools, Mitchum Lions clubs, Juna and the NRM, and we're hoping that this trail will renew those revegetation education programs. You'll see here Mercedes College and Scotch College are involved as well. We're getting Erbray Agricultural High School, Erbray TAFE, and many other organisations to come on board to combine curriculum and revegetation programs. The little fella on the left there, only 7 days ago, was filmed. He's getting on the trail early, and that's a southern brown bandicoot, and it's the first confirmed sighting of that endangered species in the park. Another reason to press on with habitat restoration. The heart of the park is 7 pines, and thanks to the National Trust of South Australia, the trees have been heritage listed on the State Heritage Register. It's a beautiful picnic ground, a traditional ceremonial Kaurna area, and indeed a draw card for tourists. There are many iconic, and I'll use that term, heritage sites. The Monarch of the Glen on the right, for hundreds of years sheltered Aboriginal families and early settlers, and on the left the White Bridge, which is still in use today. Brown Hill Creek Tourist Park, the proprietor's lease is up for renewal. He spoke to me about his enthusiasm for expanding public facilities, toilets, putting in expanded tourism accommodation as well. It's a beautiful caravan park, so close to the city. Brown Hill Creek Recreation Park is deserving of National Heritage listing. It is one of the oldest parks, set aside in 1841, proclaimed as a reserve in 1889, and it is packed with heritage that I could spend hours talking about. This sign has been removed. It was the only recognition to the Kaurna in the park, and one of the aims of the tourism initiative is to include comprehensive interpretive heritage signage and smartphone app information to fully document Kaurna history, culture and European culture. 4 years ago, the Kaurna board members met with us and we had a wonderful barbecue. Frank remembered it today, Frank Wanganeen, and this is a starting point. But what we really need is true and organised engagement. Pictured here is Jeffrey Newchurch, Chair, and Lynette Crocker, Vice Chair of the KNCHA, with BCA Chair Professor Wayne Meyer. Jeffrey and Lynette have made it clear that really there needs to be not cut and paste history applied to Kaurna heritage. There needs to be proper consultation, cultural mapping, a full cultural heritage survey done, and true engagement so that the end result will be hopefully employment for an Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Officer, engagement with Indigenous students in partnership with local students, and there needs to be a platform or a new model for engagement so that we're not just paying lip service to Indigenous heritage, but it provides a genuine experience for tourists who are looking to engage and not merely be told about something, to actually meet Indigenous people and experience the spiritual power of that area. It's not just about built heritage, it's about the true cultural and spiritual heritage of that area. Thank you.